Are you over 40, training hard, but the weight just won't come off? You've tried eating less, riding more, maybe even fasting, but nothing's working like it used to when you were younger. That's because your metabolism is slowed down and you need a different approach to weight loss, one that's performance driven, not based on restricting calories. This training tip breaks down exactly how to lose weight, retain lean muscle mass, lose fat, and ride stronger. We'll talk about 7 core principles, which are winning in the kitchen, winning in the grocery store, meal prep Mondays, killer set of Tupperware. We'll talk about energy availability and why fasting fails. We'll identify what are the go fast and the go slow foods. We'll talk about the double protein principle and then what makes Thursdays and Sundays unique in terms of weight loss opportunity. And then we'll also finish with the ideal time of the year to lose weight. And then if you watch till the end, I'll leave you with 5 high-level considerations and perspectives for your weight loss transformation. As a disclaimer, this information in this video is intended for general educational purposes for healthy adult athletes. If you have a history of disordered eating, body image challenges, or find discussions about food and weight loss triggering, please stop watching and consult with a registered dietitian or a licensed mental health professional. Your health and your well-being matter much more than any training or weight goal. If you're struggling, you're not alone, and help is available. That said, what's up, everyone? I'm Coach Frank Overton. Some call me the Big Cat, and I'm a 54-year-old master's cycling coach with less than 10% body fat and over 300-watt FTP. I've been refining our winning in the kitchen approach for the past 25 years, ever since I dropped 15 pounds and improved my power to weight ratio so much I earned my Cat 1 upgrade, started hanging and racing with the pros. And what I'm about to tell you flat out works. Weight loss has changed though now that I've gotten older, and that's the purpose of this video. I'm going to show you how to lose weight as a master's over 40 athlete. So let's begin with what winning in the kitchen is. There's 5 parts. Winning in the kitchen is a performance-based approach to nutrition for athletes that emphasizes planning and prepping, eating real food so you can fuel your training, recover faster, and improve your body composition without fad diets or restriction. And in fasCat, really, winning in the kitchen means owning what you eat. And that's because 80% of weight loss happens in the kitchen, not on the bike, maybe like how you lost weight as a younger athlete. So 80% of weight loss really comes down to healthy food choices and recipes and meal prep. That's where winning in the kitchen comes from. Winning in the kitchen also involves smart grocery shopping. What you bring home determines what you eat. Winning in the kitchen involves meal prep as a habit. Preparing your food in advance sets you up for success during your busy week. You got to cook your own food. Athletes who cook their own food are the ones that actually lose weight. They stay lean, they recover faster, they ride stronger. You'll make much better food choices and decisions when you're cooking yourself. Eating out is akin to losing in the kitchen because of go slow food choices and hidden calories in what you order. And then also, finally, saying your spouse does the cooking and shopping is an excuse. As my wife would say, why don't you go and do that? And then finally, winning in the kitchen is about healthy food choices. And there's go fast food and there's go slow food. We all know which is which. Really, it's about making simple choices, whole, nutrient-dense foods that will help you ride stronger, and then avoiding processed foods, which generally slow you down. So now that you know what winning in the kitchen is, let's talk about the next 6 principles of losing weight. As I said, weight loss begins with what goes in your mouth, and that begins at the grocery store. So that's why our winning in the kitchen meal plans come with detailed shopping lists built directly from the recipes of the meals we're having you prepare. So there's no guesswork. You just follow the list systematically in the grocery store. You shop the perimeter of the store where the real food lives, the fresh produce, the lean proteins, the whole ingredients. And then you avoid the aisles where there's boxes and processed foods, tons of added sugar. You want to be a sugar detective. Do not buy anything with added sugar. Also, don't shop hungry. You want to build a routine. You want to check off the items one by one. And believe it or not, online grocery delivery, I think, is highly underrated. You can do a really nice job with your grocery list from online ordering. You can expect the nutrition labels. You can repeat saved orders weekly. It's a huge time saver. But finally, let's be real. If you didn't do the grocery shopping and then you're eating cookies and you're eating ice cream, if you did do the grocery shopping, they wouldn't be in your house. So when you control the cart, you control the outcome. Now, I have kids, I have little kids, and I have been victim of eating their food. It's so easy. It's laying out on the plate. They don't finish it, and then you just nibble on it. You got to put that to the end. Do your own shopping. You can keep a separate little section of the cupboard, and then that's where you want to focus on. And really, you got to cut out eating your kids' food. Next comes Meal Prep Monday. This is where your groceries turn into ready-to-eat meals. So you'll want a killer set of Tupperware because winning in the kitchen isn't about gourmet cooking every night. It's about prepping smart so the rest of the week is quick and easy. For example, a rotisserie chicken becomes the base for 4 to 5 meals during the week. Pre-cooked rice, roasted veggies, and proportioned meals go into containers just like this so you can heat up and eat in under 5 minutes post-ride. I like to tell athletes Meal Prep Monday is your workout for the day. 1 hour in the kitchen sets you up for a week of better eating, faster recovery, and more time to ride and sleep. You won't make great food choices when you're tired and you're starving after a ride, but if your recovery meal is already prepped in a glass container and ready within 5 minutes, that's winning in the kitchen. Let's talk about the third principle of weight loss for masters. It's energy availability, and it's why fasting doesn't work. When you underfuel, your body protects fat and it burns muscle instead. Recovery tanks, your watch drop, your motivation nosedives. After 40, your metabolism is less forgiving, and that's why fasting fails. And instead, eat small, consistent meals to stoke your metabolism, recover well, and then ultimately burn more kilojoules than you take in. Think of food like kindling. Feed the fire with 3 small meals and 2 snacks throughout the day, not by skipping breakfast and trying to work out fasted. Stoke the fire all day long, hit your watts, burn more kilojoules than calories you consume and take in. That's how you get lean and strong. Moving on, go fast and go slow foods. And like I said, you already know which is which, but I'll repeat a few for you. Go fast foods are kale, salmon, rice, sweet potatoes, eggs, oatmeal, or water. And then go slow foods are the stuff that we joke about, like gas station hot dogs and pizza and soda, sugary snacks, anything processed, especially processed meats, and of course, sadly, alcohol. And one rule to live by, if it grows in the ground or swims in the water, it's good. If it's in a box or a bag or a wrapper made in a lab, try to avoid that type of food. Choose go fast foods the most of the time, especially around your training. And then remember, you just can't outride a poor diet. Food is fuel. Choosing the right fuel makes all the difference in how you feel on the bike. Think of yourself like a Ferrari. And I bet if you owned a Ferrari, you'd only put the best gasoline in it. And the same goes for your body. Treat yourself like a temple. You'll lose weight, you'll ride faster, you'll even live longer. The next principle of winning in the kitchen and masters weight loss is what I call the double protein principle. And it's also eat more vegetables, just like your mom told you as a kid. So after 40, you're more susceptible to anabolic resistance, which we've covered on this channel before in the masters training video from May 2nd. You want to aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight spaced out throughout the day, not just in the evening. And this is compared to 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein that you only needed as a younger athlete. All winning in the kitchen meals and recipes call for high quality lean cuts of meat like fish, chicken, and plant-based proteins. Please avoid high saturated meats like bacon and sausage, even red meat. Those fall into the go slow category. Avoid ultra-processed plant-based meat substitutes because of the high sodium, even though we need that during hydration. And mostly because they're so processed, they've stripped out the fiber, the micronutrients, and the phytochemicals that you'd find in whole plant foods. In addition to high-quality protein, don't forget to eat your vegetables, just like your mom would nag you. One of my favorites is rocket lettuce. It's arugula. It's rich in nitrates, just like why beets are good for you. But there's a whole host of nutrients rocket lettuce and really all leafy green vegetables have, which are vitamin K, beta carotene, vitamin C, folate, calcium. You can put all these leafy green vegetables in all 3 meals of the day, kale and eggs, rocket lettuce wrap for lunch, and then a healthy bed of greens underneath protein for dinner. Number 6 are what makes Thursdays and Sundays unique. It's because if you're not in a competition phase, your training plan likely schedules recovery days on Fridays and Mondays. That means your Thursdays and Sundays dinners, you don't need to fuel a big workout the next day. You just need to fuel for recovery. So there's smart opportunities to slightly reduce your intake and align your nutrition with your caloric needs for the next day. It's not about restriction, it's just about precision and eating to match the demands of your rest day tomorrow. Now, finally, I mentioned what's the ideal time of the year to lose weight. And so, just like each phase of your annual training plan targets different physiological adaptations, your nutrition should adapt as well to matching changing energy demands. So, it might seem counterintuitive, but believe it or not, the best time of year to lose weight is actually during the early portion of the off season when your training is lower intensity and your recovery demands are more manageable. I'd say it's counterintuitive because after coaching athletes for 20 years, I've seen the same pattern. Cyclists don't think about weight loss in the fall and the winter, and they wait until the spring when they're super motivated and the race season approaching. They're training the hardest, and that's when they want to lose weight the most. But that's the wrong time. Trying to lean up during the race season or while doing VO2 max intervals does not work. That's when your body needs the most calories and when underfueling can crush your recovery and kill your watts. So the smartest time to focus on body composition is during the base phase when you're riding subthreshold, zone 2, not doing any high intensity work. That's when you can eat less and still recover enough to successfully compete your training. All right, those are the 7 core principles of winning in the kitchen, but there's 5 more considerations as a 40-plus athlete I'll leave with you. I bet you didn't know you'd hear about getting good sleep, but it's very, very important. Poor sleep affects appetite regulation and weight retention, especially in athletes over 40. Sleep deprivation increases the hormone ghrelin, and it decreases the hormone leptin, which it makes you feel full. So when you get less sleep, you have more cravings, and then you have worse recovery. Also, meal timing is vital. As aging athletes, we're more prone to muscle breakdown following our workouts, and it's imperative you get a recovery snack with a meal within that 4-to-1 carbohydrate to protein ratio within the 30-minute glycogen window. Also, drink your body weight in ounces of water. Dehydration triggers your hunger cues, so drink up. Your thirst cues diminish as we get older, so you consciously have to drink your body weight in water. Now, if you weigh 160 pounds, that's 10 of these, 10 pints or 16-ounce water bottles per day. It's quite a lot, but it'll make a big difference. Okay, second to last, one consideration when folks think about weight loss, they always are getting on the scale almost like a daily basis, can lead to a lot of bad habits. And one thing I would suggest to you is rather than track your weight, track your percent body fat, since you may be adding muscle to make more watts from your training. That's a good thing. So track your percent body fat. You can go get a DEXA scan. You can use calipers, any of the available methods. But also, really important, track how you feel emotionally and physically. Weight loss can make one grumpy. And so you don't want to be so rigid to not enjoy your foods or your restaurants that you've been going to once in a while. And finally, play the long game. Winning in the kitchen and weight loss is about changing the way you eat for the rest of your life, not just for the next 12 months. Find foods and recipes from our meal plans that you like and enjoy, and you can cook variations of those recipes. Ask in the AI chat for new recipe suggestions and grocery lists. Each recipe can serve as a starting point for all sorts of variations of flavors and ingredients you like. Remember, real transformation is going to take at least 6 months, could be a year, and it could be up to 2 years, but it's ongoing. I have been adopting this winning in the kitchen lifestyle habits for over 20 years now, not 8 weeks. So trust the process and be in it for the long haul. Finally, thanks for listening. And if this has helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Drop a comment in the questions. I read every one and I'll do my best to answer and help. And if you're serious about weight loss with performance in mind, check out our Winning in the Kitchen meal plans and CoachCat for personalized help. Thanks again for watching, and you know what to do. Work hard, ride fast, have fun, and as always, FTFP.